Hello and welcome to the percussion warm-up class. This is a chance for beginner and intermediate percussion students of varying levels, again from beginner to intermediate, a chance to warm up and get a good warm-up because it's important when we're playing the snare drum or the marimba as well, or any of the percussion instruments, to get a good quality warm-up. We're going to do a number of different basic snare drum techniques and rudiments to get you started. So we're first going to start off with an exercise that most of you are familiar with probably. It's called 8 on a hand, which means that you're going to alternate between your right hand and your left hand for 8 strokes per exercise. So we're going to play in eighth notes, and it's going to sound something like this. And then you'll go back to the right hand. And to finish it off, you're going to do just one last tap on the right hand. Okay, let's give this a shot. We're going to go at 60 beats a minute. We'll go fast, slower first, and then we'll speed up gradually. You want to make sure that your sticks always stay in a rebounded full stroke. They always come back to this position here. Here we go. 1, 2, start on the right hand. Switch to the left, back to the right, and to the left. One more tap on the right, again, ready, go. Make sure you're staying relaxed. We're using our wrists to throw down the stick to the drum pad. One last time. Great. Now we're going to speed it up. We're going to speed it up to quarter note equals 100. And again, we're playing eighth notes while we're doing this instead of quarter notes. This is about medium speed. Starting on the right hand again. I'm going to be mirroring you, so if it looks like I'm playing with the left hand, it'll just look like I'm playing with the right hand. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Keep your strokes relaxed. Again, ready, go. It's always good to start off with your left hand too. Most of the time we start off with exercises on our right hand, but it's also a good idea to start with your left hand. So we're going to actually do that now. Same tempo, just starting on your left hand this time. Same exercise, you just start on your left and play each hand twice. 1, 2, start on your left. Again, start on your left. To the right. Good. We're going to do it one more time, speeding up the tempo. That was 100 beats a minute. Now we're going to go to 130 beats a minute. This should be for the beginners and the intermediate students. This might be a little fast, but that's okay. For the more advanced students, this will be a good workout for you. Make sure that you're always keeping the strokes relaxed. You always want to go for full strokes. The faster we go, the smaller your stick height gets, but you still want it to be relaxed. Let's start on our right. 1, 2, ready, go. Again, ready, go. Now let's start on our left. 1, 2, ready, left. To the right. Again, start on your left. Good. Again, you can do that in a number of varying different tempos to kind of challenge yourself, but also to get you warmed up as well. Okay, we were using what's called the full stroke, or also known as the legato stroke or the rebound stroke. That's basically where our sticks are at kind of a 90-degree angle, and then we go straight down to the drum pad and then come back up with a rebound. If I threw my stick down, it would automatically come back up to back to this position. Okay, that's what we call the full stroke. Again, there's a number of different names for it. It's a full stroke, it's also called the rebound stroke, and it's also called the legato stroke. So there are actually a couple different strokes in percussion when we use snare drum and snare drum technique and things like that. There's actually 4 different types of strokes. There's the full stroke, which we just did. The second stroke is a down stroke, which is where we start in the 90-degree angle position, and then we throw the stick down, but it actually doesn't rebound back to this position. It stays down like this. Notice how the stick stayed down instead of rebounding. So you have to kind of stop the stick from rebounding up. That's why we call it a down stroke. Okay, the next stroke is called a tap stroke, which is where both either stick is down close to the drum pad or the snare drum, and we just do a small tap. We don't feel really any rebound. It's just a small tap and back in this position, in the down position. Okay, and finally our last stroke is the upstroke, which is where we start down in at this position. We call it about 10 or 15 degrees away from the drum pad, and then once we strike the drum, it's going to be a soft tap, but then we rebound back up. So it looks something like this. We're almost like pulling it from the drum pad, almost as if it's like a hot plate. It's kind of hot. So we pull back up to the 90-degree angle position. Something like that. So now we're going to do an exercise that utilizes all those 4 strokes, and we're just going to play quarter notes. It's going to look something like this. You're going to hear 2 loud strokes and then 2 soft strokes, but they're going to be each the different stroke. I'll kind of demonstrate. Here's the full stroke, down stroke, tap stroke, upstroke, full stroke, down stroke, tap stroke, upstroke. Notice how there's different volumes in the sound. I'll show you again without talking this time. Something like that. Now we're going to do an exercise that's just that, and we're going to do it on each hand twice, almost like the 8 on a hand. Okay, and we're going to go back down to 60 beats a minute so we can really focus on the full stroke, the down stroke, the tap stroke, and the upstroke in sequence. I'll take the 8th notes off so we got the timing here. Start in the rebound position. Start on your right. 2, ready, go. Full stroke, down stroke, tap stroke, upstroke. Good. Now start on your left hand and okay, now what we'll do is we'll speed up the tempo. I apologize, that was a little bit interesting for me at the end there. I kind of had a couple downstrokes in a row when it was supposed to be the 4 different ones. Now we go a little faster. Each beat is going to be a stroke. Here we go, starting on your right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Left. Again, start on your left this time. Ready, go. the right hand. Great, now we're going to speed it up. For the sake of timing for this video, all we're going to do is just do the right hand version of this. Feel free to go back and pause the video and rewind the video and try it on your left hand as well. Okay, now we're going to go to 120 beats a minute. Again, each quarter note is going to be a stroke. Again, we're just going to do the right hand version. 1, 2, ready, right hand. Left. Again. 1, 2, ready, go. Left hand. Great. Awesome. Okay, so now that you've got all the strokes worked out, again, those are the 4 different types of strokes. They're equally important, all of them, that will help you learn the rudiments easier and have an easier time achieving the rudiments. Our next style of rudiment is the single stroke. Most of the time we see these in single stroke rolls in the 40 rudiments. But for right now, we're just going to practice our single strokes by themselves isolated, rather than putting them in a roll technique. Okay, so our first exercise for the single stroke roll is going to be 4 eighth notes followed by 8 16th notes. It's going to sound something like this, and it's all going to alternate our sticks. Something like that, and we'll repeat each time twice. Okay, here we go. We are first starting on 60 beats a minute. Always start in that rebound position unless we say otherwise. Start on your right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Now start on your left hand. Ready, go. Make sure all your strokes are consistent. Great. Now we're going to speed it up. Again, you could do that a number of different times and at different tempos. For right now, we're going to speed it up from 60 beats a minute to 90 beats a minute. It's always good to practice with a metronome so that you're honest and so that you're making sure that you're playing exactly in time. A little faster. Let's start on the right hand again. 1, 2, ready, go. Start on the left, go. Great, awesome. Again, just so you remember, I am mirroring you, so if it looks like I'm playing my left hand, then it's probably because I am, because I'm mirroring you from the video. Okay, one more time, and we're going to speed it up to 110 beats a minute. The faster this goes, when you play the 16th notes, you want to make sure that your stick heights don't stay as big. You still want a rebound stroke, but the stick height that it goes from is probably going to be a little bit smaller so that you can achieve the velocity and the speed. Here we go. Start on the right hand again. 1, 2, ready, go. Now start on the left hand, go. Great, awesome. And again, feel free to pause the video and rewind it so that you can practice that however many more times you need, or however many more times you need to warm up. Okay, our next exercise is also going to use the single stroke roll again, but we're just going to change the rhythm up a little bit. Our rhythm this time starts with 4 16th notes and switches to 2 8th notes. And we're going to do these 4 times through, so it's going to sound something like this. Something like that. Okay, here we go. 60 beats a minute. Make sure the rebound strokes are really relaxed. 2, start on the right hand, go. Two more times. Start on the left hand, ready, go. Two more times. Great, we're going to speed it up next. We're going to go to 80 beats a minute. There we go. Stay relaxed. 1, 2, start with the right. Left hand, ready, go. Great. One more time, we're going to speed it up. Again, the faster the speed, the faster the tempo, the smaller the stick heights are going to be. That's how you'll achieve that velocity there. Keep everything relaxed. 1, 2, start on the right. Left hand, ready, go. Great. When you're doing the single stroke rolls, the main goal for that is to stay relaxed and make sure that both sticks are going at the same stick height the whole time. Some of us that are left-handed or right-handed will have a tendency for that hand that's most dominant to be higher up than the other because those muscle groups are stronger. So it's very important to focus on the same stick heights from a right hand to left hand so that not only you get the good quality of sound from each stick, but also so that the sticks are the same height, and so that you stay relaxed from one set of hands to the other, whether it's on the right hand or the left hand. Okay, our next part of this is going to be another rudiment. Usually you use these in rolls. These are the double strokes. Basically, it's where we have 2 taps on the right and 2 taps on the left, or strokes and things like that. So 2 strokes on the right and 2 strokes on the left. We're going to play 8th notes in a 4/4 measure. So basically we're going to play 8 8th notes alternating between right and left. So it's going to look like this: right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And we're going to repeat that 4 times. Okay, here we go. Starting on the right. Starting up here. Full strokes, 2, ready, go. Right, left, right. Go to the left hand, ready, go. Great. Now we're going to speed it up. So 100 beats a minute. Again, stay relaxed the whole time. Starting on the right. 2, ready, go. Start on the left, go. Awesome. Next, we're going to speed it up again. Again, as we speed up, you want to make sure that you stay relaxed and also focus on your stick heights. Maybe the sticks don't come up and rebound as high as they usually do. That'll keep up with the speed and keep the sound smooth. Really focus on the velocity of the stick. Right hand first. 1, 2, ready, go. Left hand. Let's try that one more. Starting on the right. 1, 2, ready, go. Left. Awesome. Quick note there, you are more than welcome to keep going and review that and practice it some more. What's going to be very beneficial is to make sure that each stroke is the same. It sounds the same. We don't want to speed up between the two strokes, or we don't want to slow down between the two strokes. We want them even, and we also want them to make sure that they are sounding the same. Okay, we're going to do another exercise from that. We're going to use 2 eighth notes followed by 4 16th notes. It's going to sound like this. And on the 16th notes, we're going to do the double strokes. So it's going to look like this. Right, left, right, right, left, left. Again, right, left, right, right, left, left. And again, you want it full rebound strokes. Okay, we're going to start off slow and then work our way up. When you're doing these rudiment type exercises, it's always a good idea to start slow and then go to fast, and then you can also work it back to slow. Okay? For right now, we're just going to go slow to fast. Here's 60 beats a minute, 2 eighth notes, 4 16th notes. We're going to repeat this 4 times. 1, 2, start on the right. On the left side, ready, go. Now we're going to speed it up. We're going to go to 80 beats a minute. Here we go. Starting on the right, stay relaxed. 1, 2, ready, go. Left side, ready, go. Again, ready, right side. Left side, ready, go. And once more, we're going to speed it up. This is going to be quarter note equals 100. Stay relaxed. A little bit smaller stick height to keep up with the speed. Here we go. 1, 2, start on the right. Left side, ready, go. Great. There will be a point when you're doing the double strokes that it gets so fast that you can't kind of tap each one out or stroke each one out. So what you would do is you would do the double stroke technique where you play a strong stroke at the beginning and then you close your hands together, not too tight. You close your hands together to play the second stroke. It's almost like a rebound stroke and then a down stroke immediately. Okay, we want the sound to stay the same, but you can also do that if you tend to get the speed faster and you work it up faster. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to combine the single stroke along with the double stroke into what we call in percussion a paradiddle. A paradiddle is two strokes, first a single stroke and then a double stroke. It ends up being, if you start on the right hand, it ends up being right, left, right, right. Notice how we had the double stroke at the end. Right, left, right, right. Excuse me. And then if we started on the other hand, it would be left, right, left, left. So we do a single stroke at the beginning and then a double stroke at the end. Our warm-up is going to be straight eighth notes with paradiddles. It's going to look something like this. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. That's going to be the whole measure. And then we'll repeat that again 4 times. Here we go. Metronomes at 60 beats a minute. Full strokes all the time. Ready, set, go. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, 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 left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, done. Again, start on the left hand this time. Left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right. Awesome. Let's go a little faster. Quarter note equals 80 beats a minute now. Here we go. Start on the right. 1, 2, rebound strokes. Right. Start on the left. Ready, go. And one more time, speeding up. When you're speeding up and when you get these paradiddles really fast, you want to make sure that each stick stroke sounds exactly the same. What happens to most players is that they accent the first note of each stroke. Sometimes that can be good, but most of the time we want our strokes super smooth the whole way so that the sound quality stays the same from one stroke to the next. Okay, work on that this time. We're at 100 beats a minute. Same thing. Start on the right. 1, 2, ready, go. Start on the left. Awesome. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some 16th note paradiddles. We're going to do what's called a paradiddle tap. So we're going to do 4 16th notes plus a quarter note. And then again 4 16th notes plus a quarter note. We're going to slow it down to 50 beats a minute. It's going to look something like this. Paradiddle tap. Paradiddle tap. Sorry, my bad. That's supposed to go twice as fast. Paradiddle tap. Paradiddle tap. Paradiddle tap. Paradiddle tap. All right, here we go. Starting on the right hand. Ready, go. Paradiddle tap, paradiddle tap, paradiddle tap, more time. And we're done. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Let's go to 70 beats a minute. Here we go. Start on your right hand. 1 and a 2. Ready and a go. Okay, start on the left hand this time. 1, 2, start on the left. Awesome. We're going to speed it up once more. Again, go for rebound strokes, full strokes, and make sure that the sound quality stays the same and stays really relaxed the whole time. Start on the right hand this time. Paradiddle tap, ready and a go. On the left, ready, go. All right, and again, you can do that faster than what we just did, but really focus on the steady stick heights and steady and relaxed rebound strokes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to some hand coordination, differing hand coordination exercises. Our first one is the rudiment, the Flamrudiment, which is where one of our sticks stays down at a tap level and the other stick stays up at a rebound stroke level. And they both try and hit the snare drum or the snare drum pad, in my case, at the same time. It sounds something like this. You'll hear a little, just a split second of one stick hitting before the other. You don't want them to hit exactly at the same time. That's when we get a pop sound. We want just a slight separation between the two sticks coming on the drum pad. Okay, what some students usually like to do is they like to bring that tap hand up as they strike on the stroke. Okay, we want to make sure that this, whichever stick is down at the tap angle, it stays down there. It doesn't come up like a rebound stroke or an upstroke. Okay, first we're going to do just straight quarter notes. We're going to start on the right hand, so that means our right hand is going to be up at a rebound stroke, and our left hand is going to be down at a tap stroke. We're going to do this for 16 times in a row, and then we'll switch to our left. Quarter notes at 68 beats a minute. 1, 2, start on your right, and focus on keeping that left hand down at a tap. Now switch to your left hand, so right hand's going to be down at the tap, left hand's going to be up. Ready, go. Watch your right hand to make sure it stays down at a tap. Great, now we're going to speed it up. Quarter note equals 90 beats a minute. Start on the right. 1, 2, ready, go. Make sure that left hand is staying down at a tap. Switch to the left, ready, go. Okay, great. One more time, speeding up. Make sure that you're listening for the flams. when you're doing the flams, they should be slightly separated, but not too separated. We shouldn't hear something like this. They should be pretty close together. Here we go. 120 beats a minute, starting on the right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Make sure that left hand stays down at a tap. Switch to the left hand, go. Awesome. Okay, our next flam exercise we're going to do is a flam at the beginning, and then 2 quarter notes on a single stroke, and then 2 more flams at the end. It's going to look something like this. So here's flam, single, flam, flam. And we're going to do that 4 times through. Here we go. We're going to start again slow and then work our way up. So we're at 72 beats a minute. Start on your right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Flam, tap, tap, flam, flam, single, flam, 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 single, flam, 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 single, flam, flam, done. Switch to your left, ready, go. Flam, single, flam, 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 left, right, flam, 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 left, right, flam, 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 left, right, flam, flam, done. Now we're going to speed it up to 90 beats a minute. Make sure to listen to the flams as well as watch yourself. You can always use a mirror to watch yourself, or you can video yourself to watch yourself to make sure that the flams are being played correctly and accurately. Here we go. Right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Flam, right, left, flam, flam, flam. Left hand, ready, go. Great, one more time, speeding it up to 116. Right, start on the right hand, and 1, 2, ready, go. Start on the left hand, go. Awesome. I think I only did that a couple less times, but you get the idea. Okay, awesome. Again, make sure with the flams that whichever stick is supposed to be at the tap angle, you keep it down and don't lift it up like an upstroke or a rebound stroke. We want to always keep it down at this smaller height. And while the other stick is either at a rebound stroke, or maybe it might be at an upstroke if you're switching flams back and forth with hands. Next, similar to a flam, we just basically, instead of a flam, which is kind of like a single stroke, we have what's called a drag, which is basically where you use a double stroke at the beginning, but it's a double stroked with a tap. So you get 2 small taps with a big full stroke. So it looks something like this. If I slow that down, you'll see these 2 small strokes on my left hand. Again, I'm mirroring, so this would be my right hand, but I'm mirroring you, so this would be my left hand. You'll see 2 small taps and then a stroke. I'll do it kind of slow-mo. And then sped up, it looks something like this. It almost sounds like a gallop, and so that's kind of what we're going for. Okay, first we're going to do a drag followed by a rest, and then a drag and followed by a rest. So it's going to look something like this. rest, 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 rest. And we're going to do this 4 times through, 4 measures through. I'll just put it on quarter notes. 1, 2, start on the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 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 rest. Now on the left hand, ready, go. Awesome. We're going to speed that up. We're going to go to 110. Make sure that you get that small double stroke in there for the drags right before the full stroke. Start on the right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, rest, rest. Start on the left, ready, go. Awesome. One more time, we're going to speed up the tempo. We're going to go to 140. There we go. Start on the right. 1, 2, ready, go. Start on the left. Awesome. Next, we're going to do a slightly different exercise. We're going to do 2 drags in a row and then a drag with a set of eighth notes. So it's going to look something like this. And we'll also do it on the other hand too. We're going to be at 70 beats a minute for this first one. And if you're more experienced, going forward, if you wanted to, instead of stopping halfway through and switching your hands, you can also do a paradiddle eighth note at the end to do kind of like what's called a turnaround. So if we did it, it might be looking like this. Right, 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 left, right, right. And then we end up on the left hand. So again, that would look like this. Right, 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 left, right, right, left. So that would be an easy way to just practice both hands at once without having to stop in between. For right now, we will stop in between, but feel free to do that at your own time in your own practice. Okay, here we go. Starting on the right hand. 1, 2, start on the right. Left, right, left. Left, right, left, right. Right, right, left, right, left. Now on the left hand, ready, go. Awesome. A little faster. There we are. Quarter note equals 100. Start on the right. 2, ready, go. And on the left. Awesome. And one more time, a little faster at 130. Here we go, starting on the right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. And on the left hand. And obviously you can practice that faster or slower, however you need to. that concludes our warm-up portion for the percussion and for the snare drum and for the rudiments. All of these rudiments can be found online. All you have to do is just type in 40 snare drum rudiments. That's 40 snare drum rudiments, and you'll find a bunch of these. They're in 4 different types, so you can kind of figure out. They have the flams, and they have the paradiddles, and they have the drags, and then they have the single rolls and things like that. So one of the best places where I would recommend that you look it up would be Vic Firth, and I'll put a description. I'll link in the description below so that you can find all these awesome tools that they have on their website of different rudiments that you could practice. Every week we'll have a couple of different rudiments for you to practice, so stay tuned for those. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I'll help answer any questions that you might have. This concludes our awesome percussion warm-up. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you like these videos, then feel free to subscribe to my channel for more of these awesome videos. Alright, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya!